Hello everyone, it is Wizaldo or Wesley, and today I am playing a spooky deck for Halloween. Now, I am playing Gecko Moria, the Thriller Bark Goat, the spookiest deck I could think of, with a whole lot of skeletons and zombies and weird fat guys. Want to do a little bit of a Halloween special and just highlight one of my favorite decks to play. This is probably my favorite black deck of all time, so I'll just kind of hop into it. We run a whole lot of 2Ks. This is a modification of my old Gecko Moria deck that doesn't run a ton of bricks. This one actually runs 2, 6, 10, 12 bricks, which is pretty standard or even under the standard for a lot of decks. It runs a lot of ways to reduce and a lot of ways to pop off on your enemies. It can go wide with Ryuma. It can go removal with Rabluchi and Absalom. It has a ton of options. It's got a lot of recursion with Sengoku and Rebecca. Anyways, here's the deck list. 4 Sindri, 4 One-Legged Soldier, 4 Brook, 3 Hina, 4 Kuzan, 4 Rebecca, 2 Rabluchi, 4 Absalom, 3 Hogback, 4 Perona, 2 Ryuma, 2 Shirahoshi, 4 Gecko Moria, and 2 Sengoku. Finish it out with 4 Tempest Kick for some card draw and reduction. Anyways, I'm going to just hop straight into a game and kind of show off the deck and explain how it plays as I go. Alright, we are playing into a red-purple sugar. I probably want to go second in this matchup because I want to play my even curve, but we'll see what we get. This might take a little bit. Alright, I'm going second, which is nice. I get a Kuzan and a Sindri in my opening hand. I keep this. So my goal, starting early, is to play the Sindri, get some good stuff in my trash, then the next turn play the Kuzan, and start reducing and KOing things with the Kuzan and the Absalom. Alright, I'll play the Sindri from the get-go. See what I got in the trash. I got a Ryuma, which is going to be a really nice early play, especially into something a little bit slower like Sugar. I do have 2 bricks in hand, which is a little scary, but I'll be able to replace one next turn. I also might want to start thinking about shifting my game plan to focus on this Ryuma, because Ryuma is going to let me play really aggressively into the Sugar, and yeah. Alright, they're going to start ramping, so I probably want to play the Kuzan just to remove their bigger bodies. Alright, I'll take this swing, play the Kuzan out, draw a card, which is really nice. This deck runs 12 2Ks, so I'm seeing a lot of them here for some reason. Alright, my opponent goes to 7. They are ramping fast. But I am going to build a pretty good board. Even if they play something crazy here, I can probably remove it, provided I get something that can reduce. I can remove a 6 cost right now. So maybe they play a Rosinante and I just remove that with the Absalom, but we'll see. Alright, my opponent's going to swing maybe, rest in their character, or their leader. Playing a little slow, all things considered. Maybe they're just testing out the deck for the first time. I do think I want to counter out of this. I'll use the Absalom to counter. I want to stay healthy early into this matchup just because they'll be playing really big things in the future. Alright, they're going really low in hand, so I could benefit from possibly swinging into their characters. But I'll probably just swing the Sindri into the Sugar, swing out life with Kuzan, and remove the Viola. Alright, what do they pick up? Grabbing a Kamakura Snow Igloo. I don't know how to say that. Alright, I think a lot of my Don can be focused on swinging at life. So I'll start by swinging 2 into the Sugar. Trying to bait out a Viola just so they don't block the Kuzan swing. And then I'll swing 2 7s and remove the Viola. Interesting. Alright, well then I'll do it like this. I'll attach 1 here. Reduce that by 3. Hopefully they don't block this, and I just get to remove it, and then I can swing 8 at life and probably get a life here, and remove the Viola. This early baby 5 did kind of screw them over. Okay, they're going to block here, that's rough. In that case, I'll just pop the Sugar. Yeah. I'll pitch my Sengoku, play the Absalom, turn a Tempest Kick and a 2-legged Soldier to pop the Sugar. Alright, and now I probably want to go wide. Maybe I play the Gecko Moria into a Ryuma, or let's see, maybe I could play another Kuzan and just really focus on taking out my opponent's big threats. Now that they're at 9 Dawn, they'll probably start playing bigger stuff. Alright, yeah, we see a Doflamingo, and we'll probably see a Resonante here, maybe? Yeah, so I'll probably try and remove the Resonante, but I don't have any removal in my trash, so it's a little scary. Sure. I do need to protect this, so I'm gonna use a Sindri to counter here. I want to hold on to the Rebecca just in case I get something really good. Alright. I think my better plan is going to be to go wide here, play a Ryuma off of the Moria, or maybe play Kuzan off the Moria and then play a Ryuma using leader effect. So I'll deploy this, play a Kuzan, give a Dawn there. Nice, and we got a Brook which I can play off the Rebecca at a later turn. Then I'll go 6 life, trashing the other Moria, playing a Ryuma. And I want to swing in descending order just so my opponent is forced to use cards in hand to counter. Although this turn they might just use an event and make it so Absalom can't swing either. Alright, so they get this Surge, which is a little scary. But hopefully they don't see anything too big that I can't deal with next turn. I'm in a good spot where if they kill my Absalom after I swing with it, I can just play it out next turn. But if they don't, I can just play over it with the Brook after I swing with a Kuzan and set the Resonante down to 1 cost. Wow, not drawing anything, that's pretty rough. So I'll swing here. But you can see I have no bricks in hand right now, and I have a pretty decent hand, really good board, where I can reduce something by 8 if I really need to. And I have a 7 cost, or a 7k on board, and a 6k. I'm in a really good spot. I can remove this 5k next turn by swinging with Kuzan, or 5 cost, and by swinging with Kuzan and playing the Brook. And then if this Kuzan stays on board, I can possibly play a Perona if they go up to 5 cards in hand, but they probably won't. Maybe a Rebecca if I get something good that can reduce in trash. Maybe playing mainly a Hina. Ooh, Shanks is scary. But again, I can remove it if I swing with 2 Kuzans, which is really strong. But I probably get a 5k, a 6k, and a 9k coming at my Kuzan. Would love for them to swing at the Absalom, but I don't think that's very likely. And they're all reduced, so that's also pretty rough. I'll take that, sure. Oh, nice, and we see a Hina. So if they swing at my board, I can still reduce stuff. Swing at my Kuzan, I can still reduce stuff by a lot. -4, -4, and then KO the Shanks. So I'll probably 2k if they swing 5 into the Kuzan, but I don't know if I'm gonna... I'll take that, sure. I don't know if I'm gonna do any bigger for Shanks or something. Take that too. I have blockers in hand, so I'm not really all that concerned. I'll give a Brook there for counter. Here's a pretty cool thing you can do while you're trying to remove big bodies. So I'm going to attach 2 to Kuzan and swing 6 at this Resonante. Give -4 to Shanks. And granted, if it removes it awesome. They might counter out of it, but I can just do that again with this Kuzan. And then I'll swing 5 at life with the Absalom, play over it with a Hogback or a Ryuma or something. Then KO the Shanks. Maybe I have a Hogback, or not a Hogback, ooh, nice. I don't think I have another Absalom in trash at the moment, but I just need to keep 3 down up. Cool, cool. So I know they can't defend this, unless it's an event. Yeah, so I have to play the Sindri over that just because I did invest so much Dawn into it. So I'll deploy Sindri, attach 1 to lead, swing 6 at their life, use the card action. I'll pitch a Brick, so I'll pitch Ryuma, play an Absalom over the Sindri, and KO the Shanks. Why is Absalom not going off? There we go. That was weird. I'll return a 1-legged and a Sindri to KO Shanks. Then I can swing with Ryuma and Gecko Moria. And now I just have to hope that they don't have a Shanks in hand, and I'll be able to survive another turn and go for game. Fingers crossed that's not a Shanks, and I'll end turn there. So I can get out of a 6. So let me just count how much counter I have. I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 counter in hand. So as long as I know my opponent's not going to swing more than 12 at me, I can take a hit. This video is going to have a lot of editing due to my opponent's long turns. No harm to it though. I totally respect taking long turns. I think it's actually a good thing that if you're newer, you take longer turns to think about it more. And if you're more experienced, you take longer because you need to think about it more. I think it's like a bell curve. I was telling somebody where people on both ends take a little bit to do their turns, and people in the middle who are like your average player take not long, just because players who take forever are thinking. And really good players have a lot to think about, and newer players have a lot to think about too. I can just take this. I'm not going to use that, but I can take it because I know my opponent's only going to swing 7 at me. Maybe they're thinking about swinging at one of my characters on board. Yeah. I want to keep it up just so I can go wide to go for game. They have 4 down up actually, wow. Yeah, I just swing wide into them. Swing a 6, reduce that. My opponent doesn't have a ton of cards in hand, so swinging 1 over is pretty threatening. It means they all have to use an event if they don't have a 1k or a 2k. Alright, we get a 10-layer igloo. What's gonna get the minus? Assume it would be like, yeah, something like that. Alright, I'll give my opponent another 6. And after this, if they use an event to survive, I just nuke their life, swing everything at them. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna swing 5 at them. Some people interpret that as BM sometimes, so I don't want to do that to them. I'll just swing a 5 and end the game. It's a good game. I'll ready it. Alright, here's that deck one more time. Fortunately, I didn't get to show off some of the more saucy things like this Shirahoshi. That's a blocker that also gives -4 cost. But I think it's a pretty solid deck. The Sengoku lets you play the Kuzan and Hina. You really want this Kuzan to be able to stick to the board just because it is your main cost reduction. So I'm going to keep the deck as it is. I know normally I'll change it at this point, but I think it feels fun. It does have some competitive viability. I think if you want to really make it competitive, maybe bump this Ryuma up to a 3 of, just so you can see it a little more often, because it is pretty important for some of the matchups where you just want to play aggressively. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. So if you want to give me some feedback on the video, or tell me what you think about the deck list, please consider liking. What am I saying? I mean, please consider commenting. If you like this video and you want to help with the engagement and reach of it, please consider giving it a like. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, or you just want to support a small channel, I just hit 250 subscribers, so I am really happy about that. Trying to keep the momentum moving. I want to call out, if I hit 500 subscribers, I will post a video of me. They got like 7 million views when I was younger. It was like 6 years ago now. So when I was like 14, 15, 6 years ago I was 16, so around that age, 14 through 16. I'll be posting that once I hit 500. And yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.